Hello everybody, uh, it's me back again. You probably noticed I got a new name channel. So my art name is Nemo, so you call me Nemo. Nemo is perfect. Now, I had a viewer or someone who follows me. He wanted to learn how to draw muscles. So, today I'm going to teach you guys how to draw chest muscles, including the abdomen and ribs and stuff, shoulders and things like that. So I'm setting up my phone real quick. Okay, the volume is working. That's good. That's very good. And so I'm gonna do this in Photoshop, and the reason I'm gonna do it in Photoshop is because I'm gonna be redoing things, erasing and redoing. And I don't usually do digital art. I'm not a big fan of digital art because it's not real. It's all in pixels. It's on the internet. It sort of like doesn't exist unless you print it out. And I prefer to do tangible art that does exist. Usually, if you watch me, you follow me, I sketch everything on paper because then I have an original, and then I can sell it or I can make copies of it. So I love doing artwork on real things. Okay, so I'm going to start by showing you the beginning, the muscle structure. So we'll zoom in to the chest area. Let's do that so you can see. What? Stupid. Why did it do that? Oh my gosh, this new Photoshop is annoying. I like the old version. I love the bare bones Photoshop where it was just so simple. This one is goofy. It has all these options. If I just grab this and touch this, see, it goes on the top. They didn't ask me. It just does it for me. It's stupid. So I have to be careful not to touch this area here. All these things that they do is just annoying to me. I like the old version of Photoshop. In fact, I still have an old Photoshop version. I think it's version 5. I have a CD of it. Of course, I can't even install it because my laptop doesn't have a CD-ROM. All the new laptops don't have that anymore. They sort of got rid of it. Look at this guy. He's not very happy. Look at him. He's like, I'm not happy about this. You removed my skin. Anyways, so let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at the human body. This is like a realistic. Obviously, it's an illustration, but illustration based off the human body, that the realistic muscles. And then you can see we have the chest muscles. And we have the abdomen muscles. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 muscles here, and these, depending on your physique and how you're made, you can work these out too. You'll see these 2 muscles. Although it looks like one, but they're 2 muscles that are merged together down here towards the pelvis area. And yeah, so you hear talk about 6-pack. Well, 6-pack is usually these 4 and these 2 down here, or these 4 and these 2 up here. Usually like these 6 right here. When you hear somebody saying, "Well, I got a 6-pack," well, it's right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And these, sometimes I'll show you some examples later on of bodybuilders, and so you can see the difference in genetics because everyone's muscles are different. They're maybe in the same area, but they may be just a little different shape, or maybe lower than the other one, than other people's stomach muscles. So your genetics has a lot to do with. Not everyone has the same type of muscle. Okay, everyone has unique muscles. And that's a fact. So, but they're generally in the same area. You're not gonna find slug muscles on the shoulder or a chest muscle down here. Okay, you're not gonna find that. But they're generally in the same area, but they may have a different shape to it. If you look at here, this white part, this part here, some people have a hard time building this muscle up. Your genetics may not have the option to build this muscle on the inside, but some people do, like Arnold Schwarzenegger. You look at him, he's got beef here, and he's obviously everywhere. Anyway, so this is the front view of the chest and the stomach muscles. You notice how the chest is connected to the shoulder here. So this is connected. This muscle goes into this shoulder muscle. It's very important to understand that. And then we have these muscles here, these bigger, I think they call it obliques on the sides. And underneath there we have the ribs, the rib cage. So now I'm going to show you some photographs of bodybuilders, okay? And you need to see this. So you can see the difference in physique. So we have this guy, he has a gap here. There's a gap right here, which is this part here, this white part. So this guy, let's move it over again. He has a gap here because he doesn't have, I guess, the physique to build these muscles up. And he's got a six-pack. Look here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and he has the other two down below. But they're smaller. See this smaller, a little bigger, and then a little bigger. And then you got the side muscles here. You see this often in comic book art, the side muscles, and you'll see the six-pack. And then you'll see something different. I'll show you later in comic book art that you don't see in the human body, at least not in the front view. Okay, let's take a look at another guy. Whoa. Look at this guy. His chest droops. It almost droops down. I mean, you look at that guy. His pretty much is tapered here. It goes wide and wide. So I'm showing this so you can see that there's no one way or perfect way to draw the perfect body. A perfect body doesn't exist. Look at this man. He has a huge gap here. He has like a V shape here. In his physique, he didn't have any muscle there where these would join together. Sometimes they join together. But he seems to be almost drooping, like a woman's chest, but it's not. And over here he has some muscle where they attach. He's got muscle here, so there's no gap like this guy. See, this guy's got a gap all the way up. This guy has a gap down here, but then the muscles are actually attached there. And that has to do with your genes. But look at his stomach muscles though. He's got two small ones, and these ones go up. These go up into these. So these are small. These muscles he has are small. These muscles here. You look at this, and these are big. The first two muscles are big, but in this guy, let's zoom out. His are small. They're tiny. Again, and look at this muscle, goes up into this area. It's like this, and then this one almost similar to this one, but this is a little lower here. You notice, see, right here. So there's a variety. There's always a lot of variety in drawing muscles. And look at these obliques, really long compared to this guy. I guess probably just along with these are thicker, and these look thinner. And again, we have the bottom two muscles are here. Let's look at another version. Here's another one. Got 1, 2. These are very small stomach muscles here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and he's got the bottom part. And look at this guy. His chest is almost connected compared to this guy. He has a V shape here, almost like they cut away part of his body. It's kind of weird. This guy has completely connected, almost like Arnold Schwarzenegger. This guy has really good genes in terms of physique of his chest. Not every man has this. Okay, some men are more blessed than others. So similar to women. Women have huge breasts. Some have really tiny breasts. Some have hardly any breasts. So same thing goes for men. And we look at this last one here. I want to show you this guy because here is a side view, obviously, but here you can see the beautiful bone structure here. This is what we're looking here, and over here are the ribs. His ribs are here. They go this way and they go up, and then around, connect to the to your spine, which is back here somewhere. So it shows the nice structure of the ribs here, which go all the way up to here. You know, rib bones, rib bones, rib bones, rib bones, rib bones, rib bones. Anyway, so I wanted to show you that before I get started. Now, back to, where's my art piece on my blank page? Blank page, here we go. This can go away. I can go back to it if I have to. Hopefully my tablet behaves, because my tablet sometimes gets stupid. It just doesn't behave sometimes. So I'm gonna draw a chest, and you can start with a line like this, or like this, or you know, however you want to do it, like that. I mean, straight, that's very boring. So we'll give it a little tilt, like this guy's tilted. So this is the spine, and then we can draw like a cylinder or shape around that. That sort of follows that spine here. And then this is like the middle of the body, and that's important, so you know you don't have like one pec that's one size and the other one's much bigger. This would generally keep the chest, the pecs, about the same size. Of course, it's not perfectly the same size anyways. So then we can break this up into quadrants. So if we go back, look at this, the first image I showed you. Oops. I messed that up. We have this huge section here, followed by 1, 2, 3, and then the bigger section down here. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections, not including the shoulders. So what you could do is break those up. The chest, then we have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's 10, and we'll compare 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we know like we don't have extra muscles that we're adding. And this is a guide. This is a guide for you to draw your muscles out. And here we have the lats back here. Let me see if we can see that in the back here. The lats are back here on the sides. But we're not doing realistic. We're doing, you know, fantasy art. So we're gonna make these lats come out. And if you want to be specific, like where do the lats come out? We'll look at the reference. Right here. More or less like the bottom of this muscle, it comes out. Or it could be this muscle, the second pack, first, second, third, fourth, more or less. But you don't have to be precise. Now, you don't want the lats to be coming out here. That'd be way too low. And so next thing we're gonna do is the shape of your pecs. You can decide what kind of shape you want. I'm gonna go with more of a square. So I draw this. Come over here, draw the other side, and curve those out. And here you can. I don't draw like completely like. I'm not gonna do this. Okay. I just don't do that. I draw me that and this. And then your eye fills in the spaces in between. There's a top. Okay, and then we have here the area where the nipples are, and this can move around. They're not always. They're usually like. If you look at the reference of these bodybuilders, let's take a look at it, because those tend to move around quite a bit. Stop it! I did it again. Didn't have the hand. His are like towards the right side of his pec, kind of hidden over here. This guy towards the bottom. This guy's, oh my gosh, almost at the bottom. Oh, you can't really see these guys, but so there it gives you an idea of the range of the nipples, or whatever you want to call those things. And next we have this reference line, and again here you'll see this in comic books. You'll see this. Okay, let me do a layer. Put a new layer here. Hello, I want a new layer. The heck? Let's do it Photoshop. Okay, and here I'm gonna do I'll probably choose a different color. You just choose red. In comic books you see this. You'll see that, right? Then they'll have the muscles, because it's comic book art and not very realistic. Some fantasy artists also do it that way, and this here is part of the rib cage, but you don't have to do this. So I'm gonna X that out, go back to black. Oh my gosh, acting up again. Please. I want black. There we go. Sorry guys, my tablet is like goofy. So here I know there's two muscles, right? And I have this as a guide. I'm not gonna draw it there. So here what I would do is do this. One muscle, the other muscle. Now you could go in here and go like this to show that that's the other part of the muscle. But you don't have to do that. So we leave it like that. You could have this go up here. This goes up this way. Like depending what kind of muscles you're doing. Then we have the next pack. And then the next pack. Then we have the long packs down here that go towards the pelvis. Now I'm gonna come over here. Oh my gosh, it's acting up again. Oh, I have to use my mouse. My pen is just like irritates me. Mouse is the best. I'm going to get rid of this background. I hate how they lock that. It's like, who wants to lock a layer? I've never in my whole life ever locked a layer. Okay, using Photoshop. So I'm gonna go to this first layer, and I'm just gonna choose white, the background, and I'm going to choose a bigger brush. I'm gonna paint out 100%. Some of the line work, so you could see it, a cleaner version of what I've done. Let's go with this. This is more abrupt. It should be like 100%. That's like not really erase. Not really. It's almost like transparent. I have to like press really hard. I don't want to do that. I shouldn't have to press that hard to remove this. But like I said, my tablet is just not very friendly to me. I'll erase this. Erase some of these lines. These are the sketch lines I put there earlier. So now I got a better idea of how the chest is coming out. Go back to black. Go back to this other layer. This layer where I drew the stomach muscles. I'll be working on this layer. And let's continue. And here, you have the muscles that go up like this and like that. They're sort of foreshortened. They're sort of smashed together. Like that. because we're looking on the, if we look at it from the side view, you wouldn't see that, like that photograph I just showed you. Let's go to this guy. That's, yeah. Here, because we're looking at the side view, you notice the they're longer, the muscles. See, almost follow the shape of the ribs. But because we're looking at a front view of this, we don't really see that. So go back to this, and with shadowing, you can make these muscles deeper if you like. So we go here, and then we have the hip bone, like that. Goes down here into the crotch area, and here sometimes you have the smaller muscles. Let's see if I could have a reference. Where's that reference? Let's. Oh my gosh, did this again? See, I don't use Photoshop. I just don't. I just stay away from it. I only use it for like scanning my artwork. So we have these muscles here. They're attached to these stomach muscles. So that's basically what I'm going to put. Just so you know what I'm doing. I'm not making this stuff up. So here I would have like one muscle, another one, another muscle, and another one. Yeah, and here you can do that. You don't have to do this. It's just extra. And sometimes here we have muscles that really rip bodybuilders. You'll see ripples here on the chest area. And let's take a look at the. And these are the muscle tissues here. Some of these muscle tissues get bigger on the chest and they pop out. So let's take a look at this. This guy's not really flexing, so you don't really see it here. You don't see it here. Not really here either. If you flex, you'd see this one go up this way. See the light's curving here? If you would flex, you'd see a crease go up that way and up that way. But, and you can see it here. See these muscles? The muscle form underneath the skin. This one line, another line, another line. But they're very subtle because he has skin. So the skin sort of covers the details. So when you draw muscles, make sure you draw your muscles like they have skin on, okay? Don't draw them so cut it looks like you skinned your models. Don't want to do that. That's ugly. So back to this. And I'm going to draw maybe 1, 2 if I want to. And then here, sometimes you get a curve here. Yeah, and then we have the shoulder area, and this is sort of just, I just make it round over here. This is shoulder, and then this is one of the shoulder muscles here, and here's the other one. And here you have the neck muscles attached to the chest. Let's take a look at the reference. Let's move this over. Zoom in. Oh my gosh. Anyways, see this muscle here? 1, 2, 3, 4 muscles. They're attached to the top of this. Was that a clavicle? I forget what you call these things. But they're attached here. Then you have the shoulder muscles here. They're attached to the bone too, and both sides, in the front and in the back. So, keeping that in mind, let's. Oh my gosh, I have to use my mouse. I have to look at the combination of my mouse and my pen because I can't scroll down. What did I just do? Again, this version of Photoshop, I hate it. It does stupid things I don't want it to do. You go away. Okay. Shows you, that's why I don't use Photoshop. Another reason why, okay, I used to, you probably don't know this, guys. I used to work in the video game industry for 15 years plus. All I did was digital artwork. I did 3D artwork, 2D artwork, and did that for a long time. and sort of got sick. And what I regret about working in the video game industry is I have nothing to show except for my sketches. And then those sketches I had to leave with the company. I couldn't bring them with me. But most of the artwork I did in the video game industry is all digital. You'd have to look at in the video game, and even then, the artwork's really tiny and whatever. And a lot of other companies I worked for went belly up, so all the work I did for those companies never came to fruition, and then the artwork is gone forever. So I prefer to do traditional art because it's real, it exists. Okay, so here you could choose to draw the neck, however thick you want. You can make it a thick neck or thin neck, whatever. But we have this muscle going up that way, this one going that way, and here you usually have the Adam's apple. So we have this muscle, then another muscle here. Okay, and now I'm gonna define some of this stuff. I'm going to erase, or should I say I'm going to white out some of the sketch lines so you can see what's going on. Gosh, it's like it doesn't want to white it out. It's pissing me off. Look at that, I have 100% and it's like it doesn't want to completely get rid of it. Okay, never you mind. Let's go back to 5. A 5 pixel brush, black. Okay, make sure it's the right size. So more or less, there you go. You got this line, that muscle goes up. This goes up that way. These muscles are very important. Hold your head up. Without the neck muscles working, your head would fall over. You wouldn't be able to hold your head up. So more or less in terms of the line work, I'm pretty much done. The line work. I mean, this could be darker just because it's, because this is the thickest part, I think, of the chest. Yeah. So then, the next step would be to do with go around with lighting, which is cool because you can bring out the muscles. Right now, it's very flat. So what can we do here? I guess I'll do another layer. See, I can even have to use my mouse for this. New layer. I must save it just in case it crashes. Desktop. Call it chest. Okay, now this will be my my shadow layer, and I'm going to do it the way I always do my shadows on paper. I'm going to crosshatch. Now the lighting usually comes from the top, so it's pointing down on the chest. That's your typical lighting. Because the why from the top? Because the sun is above us. The sun's always on top. The sun's never under your feet. So what I'm going to do is now I make a line, but that's the right one's already there. So then I'm just going to shade this in. Okay, shade this in. Same thing on this side. As you make a line, and then the line should tell me where it's how thick to make my shadow. Okay, and then here a little bit, I suppose. And I know the lines come from the top, but over here we usually get some shadow work here, like that. Which is sort of counterintuitive. It's like, wait, is the lights coming from the top? Would there be a shadow there? Yes, you get a shadow here. I mean, it's not a harsh shadow or anything, but you do get a shadow. Then you definitely get a shadow here in this areas. Definitely underneath the Adam's apple, and here, and there. Use crosshatch. I love crosshatching. Okay, now the chest is coming alive, okay? It's coming alive. And here we can, you know, shade some of this detail in. And again, do another line, and then we're gonna shade that in. Another line, shade that in. Same thing done. I think these are separate muscles. Gotta keep them separate. And it's up to you as to how much shadow you put. How much you want to define your muscles. And then these muscles need to be shaded. I hear the ambulance. And these two here and here, this is probably in shadow completely. That's where the arm is. So I'll just shade that in like that. And this could be in shadow like this. Like that. Because the body is rounded. It's rounded, so you see shadow back here on the sides. Same thing with here, where the hips are. So there you get an idea of, I mean, this is roughly shaded, but it's shaded, and you could see how the muscles are popping up, which is pretty cool. Like I said, you can go back in here and define more the muscles if you want. You start finessing your details, but try not to connect these like this. Don't do that. It's ugly. That's junior art. That's the stuff you see in high school. And you can move these down if you think they're too high up. Move it down here instead. There you go. Done with that. So, and then to give it some interest to your line work, have some thick lines, and then thin. Thick and then thin. Thin. Then maybe thick again. Oops. Thick and thin. Thick and thin. Because that gives interest to your artwork. Thick, thin. Here be thick, thin, thin. Same thing with this. Thick, thin. Thick, thin. Thick, thin, thick, thin. Yeah, so line work is very important in art. There we go. Make some lines thicker. This thicker, thinner, thicker. Especially where it attaches, like where this muscle is attaching to the part of the body, should be thicker and then thin, and then thin. Make it this thicker and thin, this thicker and then thin. So now you have an illustration that looks a lot more interesting because you have thick and thin lines. Okay, hope you guys, I know no one's here watching me, but hopefully someone will watch this once upon a time and we'll learn something about how to draw muscles. And this is how I would do them if I was doing muscles. I'd paint it just like that too. I could probably paint it for you real quick. I'll just do a really quick hack job. Put a new layer. I'm gonna save this just in case it crashes. And here we'll go with the some sort of skin color. I have to use my mouse to select this. You don't want to go with a pink color. Let's go with this brownish color. This guy's, he tans, okay? And then make a big brush. And this could be 100%. Whatever. You're like, you're covering all the detail. I'm like, I know. Don't worry. There are tricks in Photoshop. I do have to say, doing digital artwork is cheaper for artists if you can afford a computer. Because at least you don't have to buy paint or canvases or paper or pencils or whatever, because everything is just digital. But then the downside is it doesn't exist. It only exists on the internet. And don't even get me started with artificial intelligence, AI art. That is total crap. Anyone who uses AI art is an ass. You're not even an artist. You're just stealing. You're a thief. You're just freaking stealing. Okay, here we go. So now, look at that. Looks like a big piece of brown something. So over here, this layer. It's a normal layer. So you just go here and then use your arrow on your keyboard and just move on down until you see something that you like. This is multiply. This is color burn, linear burn. Yeah, so you keep going until you find something that you like. I don't like any of these. Let's go back up. Apply. I have to use probably multiply. Or this one, linear burn. What's the difference? Okay, this is a little more subtle. This is a little more contrast. So I'll go with this one. I'll keep that layer on multiply. Now, the next thing I can do is one color, but there's no highlights, right? So what you could do, I'm going to save this real quick, is get your, well, let me use my mouse for this. Well, it won't allow me to select with my pen. You get the eraser tool, alright? And now we're going to erase the color to show that there's light hitting it there. So I'm going to go with maybe 20%. Oopsies. Come on, let go. 20% opacity. Let's see what happens. How's it erasing? Oh, we need this. You want the fuzzy brush. The fuzzy brush. This one, you get a hard, which is not too bad, but I want the fuzzy. Use the fuzzy and you get a softer, see? Much softer erasing. So, since the light's coming from the top, so I'm going to go ahead and just start. Maybe go 10%. 20% seems to be a lot. What I'm doing is erasing the color that was there. And showing the white in the background. And you can change the color of the background. Then you use a smaller brush to maybe get these muscles here. And then we go to here. I want these to pop. What am I doing? Eraser, right? Okay. It's kind of weird. Like I don't want to erase. Oops. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And then, see, it's like it's not doing anything. Maybe it's lagging. Sometimes it just lags. We have a little highlight here and here, and then you want the highlight here. Oh my gosh. Okay, this thing's so wacky. My pen, I'm sorry, my pen is stupid. It's like, it does its own thing. I'm gonna see a little highlight here, here, maybe here, where the hip bone is. Maybe not down here. So you gotta sort of control your lighting. Now I'm gonna go with a smaller brush, 10 pixel brush, so I can sort of. Oh my gosh, that's so stupid. I'm gonna use my mouse. Okay, I'm gonna paint. My pen is not behaving. I'm painting with my mouse. 10%. Actually, I'm not painting. I'm just erasing. What I'm doing. A little brighter here, a little brighter there, a little brighter here. Concentrating some of the highlights here. Again, I'm not painting white. I'm erasing the color that's there. So it looks like I'm painting, but I'm not painting. It's a trick. Artists are full of tricks. 10%. Now again, I'm painting with my mouse because my pen does just not behave. And then here we'll put a little highlight here, here, and here, maybe right there, because it's a muscle is rippling, right? And here, highlight here, and one over here. Again, I'm erasing the color. I'm not painting it, but it looks like I'm painting. Okay, so now there you have it. You have actually I could define it a little more. Size 20. I can define this. %, 20%. I go between 10 and 20 a lot when I'm doing this. 10%. And here we have usually an edge that catches most of the light from the muscle. See? It's starting to look realistic. But anyways, that's how you do your lighting. From sketch to somewhat of an illustration with, you know, sketchy lines, which is just fine. And if you don't like the white background, you go to the background over here and we change that. Get the bucket here and we change it to maybe you want a pink color. See how it affects the artwork. I painted white here once upon a time, so that's why that's there. So, and then you can make you can put a layer on top of this one, a new layer, and then if you really want to add like tones to this, you just get like hold on, let's see here, because the skin is not chocolate brown, obviously. There's different colors in it, so I'm gonna get maybe some yellow. Maybe yellow, and make it opacity 5%, mister. Tolerance 100. Opacity 5. Dang it. 0.5. There. So now I'm gonna use my brush at the oh my gosh, it changed it. No. 0.5. Hold on. Okay, it's at 5%. Now I can sort of, I made a layer on top of this. I can go here and just put some yellows around, right? Because everyone's skin is made of different colors. Yellow. This is bonus, by the way. And then I'm going to go with the green color. Like green, that's gross. More of a darkish green. And I just switched colors, same thing. Green. Just randomly put it here and there. And maybe a little red. A little red. And mostly in the shadow areas. You want some red. Got some red there. What else can we add? Got red, yellow, we have green. I think that's good enough. Then you go to your layers here and sort of cycle through so you find something that makes it kind of cool looking. So that's nice. That's nice and subtle. This is lighten. This one's overlay. Hard light. Vivid light. I think I like soften. Soft light. And the nice thing about soft light is you can see the subtle colors in it, but it doesn't look like, you know, Christmas colors. Let's try something else. Overlay. Back to the top again. This is normal. And then if you're normal, okay, I'll be a normal, I can actually make this less. The opacity. So you go here to opacity and make it 50%. You almost get the same effect. You can see there's reds, blues, and greens and yellows in there, but it's just very subtle. Almost too subtle. Let's go for 75%. There you go. We're at 75%. So there you go. That's how you sketch it up from the beginning, and that's how you quickly like shade it, crosshatch, whatever. I didn't like crosshatch that much, but I did some. And then I put a solid color. I erased away so the white can come through to make it look like a highlight. And then I added colors and showed you how to use the layers. But remember, you have a lot of liberty to make the chest different shapes, just like the reference I showed you. Same thing with the stomach muscles. You can make them smaller, you can make them bigger, and whatnot. And so yeah, hopefully this will help you out to do your chest muscles. And it's always good to look at reference. Always look at reference so you know what you're doing. Once you know what you're doing, then you don't need to look at reference anymore. And you're a seasoned pro and you can make any kind of chest you want. And this is for someone who's muscular, okay? If someone was fat or had some fat in their body, you wouldn't see as much, though that many muscles. Or if someone was thin, you'd see more muscle formation, and so on. So, and in our time, we have so much access on our telephones to look at things up. So we have no excuse not to be good artists. We just gotta sit down and do the dirty work. I won't call it dirty work. I enjoy doing this. So, anyways, hope this helps you guys out, and I'll see you guys next time.